Alright guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice Lego video. Today we're going to be reviewing set 75392 Creative Play Droid Builder. It has 1,186 pieces and retails for $100. As you can see on the box, this is a 25th anniversary set, so this will be the last 25th anniversary set that we haven't reviewed yet. We wanted to get all of them in before the year of 2024 was over. I gotta say, this is probably the one I was the least excited about, man. Looking at it, having it built, it's probably my least favorite. But I gotta say, for what it is, it's still a fun set. You can kind of see already on the front of the box what it's supposed to be. You have these brick-built droids, R2-D2, Chopper, some other droids as well, and you just customize them, right? You put on these brick-built customizations, top hats, mustaches, all this little stuff. They're like the brickhead size, so it's relatively customizable. Even if you wanted to build your own brick built stuff, I'd say it would be pretty fun. The only thing is, it's $100. I feel like this set didn't need to be $100. I feel like you could have done two of these and put it at like $40, and it would have done a lot better. But this kind of set is aimed towards a younger crowd, and I'm just being honest, I don't know who wants a $100 set that's aimed for kids who are like 6 and 8. You know what I mean? But we'll get to more into that at the end. For what it is so far, the box art, it's a 25th anniversary style box art. The front is just, I can't even really tell. It looks like it's in some sort of cave even, with all the droids and all the customization parts you get. But that's pretty much it. On the back, pretty much the same thing, except now you actually have all of the different customizable parts on the droids. You can see you can take the droids apart and actually swap all the different droid types. So R2-D2, Chopper, I'm sure the other names will be on the screen at some point. You could just change out their legs, their heads, all of that. So again, it's a fun idea in theory, but you'll see, again, for what you actually get, $100 just doesn't seem worth it. One other thing that I would like to mention, and I usually don't because I don't really care to mention the instruction manuals, but I really appreciate that they give you a different instruction manual for each droid. When you have all of these different parts, bigger parts, like all these different droids, and you have a different instruction manual for each droid, it makes it really easy to, have other people build it with you, especially for a set that I think is, meant to be more cooperative, right? Everyone gets to customize their own droid with all the different parts, and it's supposed to be more of a cooperative build, so I like and appreciate that they gave you a different instruction manual for each droid. It's just something I wanted to kind of mention. First, we're going to talk about Princess Leia, or Young Leia, from the Kenobi series. This set's cool in theory. I don't think we're ever going to get this. I don't want to say it's a waste of a minifigure, but for all the other cool minifigures we got, Fives, Darth Malak, Saw Gerrera, Cal Kestis, some pretty cool and unique characters. I felt like Young Leia was, I don't know, not wasted. Again, I don't want to say that, but there was just cooler options, I would like to say. But nonetheless, I think the minifigure that we did get was pretty good, pretty cool. At the attachable part, I can't remember the droid that she gets. I think that's kind of lame. You can see, way too big. That's a thing that can kind of fit in the palm of her hand. Well, as you can see, it can't fit in her hand. It's like the same size as her, so it's a little too big. I don't like that. I think they could have easily made a small little mold, even if they just made it like a stud and like they put a print on it. I think that would have worked better than what they gave us. So I don't know. I don't like that part. But the minifigure itself, Leia, she's pretty tame. There's nothing crazy about her. You get what you'd kind of expect. I'm not going to go over the back of her because it's just pretty much green printing, but she looks good for a 25th anniversary minifigure. We're going to go over the droids first. We'll do the customization parts last, and then we'll kind of put them all together. I'm not going to do any droid individual because they're, for the most part, pretty much all the same. The only difference being Chopper, of course, is shorter, and he has a wheel on his bottom stock piece, and then the black droid, I don't know if it has a name or not. He has some stud shooters at the bottom where his feet are. And then R2-D2 has like little ignition engine thing, flamethrowers, as you can see on the side there. But otherwise, they're all pretty much the same, just color swapping. QT, KT, I think that's what it's supposed to be. It looks, very similar. Also, how many pink astromech droids have we seen in Star Wars? It was like 1 or 2, right? So I'm gonna imagine that's who that's supposed to be. It's pretty cool. They're all pretty straightforward from the front. Nothing to really talk about. They, they're pretty much just what you'd expect from like a Brickhead's astromech droid. So as you can see in the back, nothing's really different with any of them. It's just brick built tiling. But the only thing to really mention is that you can kind of, like I said, swap the pieces, the arms, the heads, even the bottom pieces. I could do it right. Yeah, just like that. So we can go ahead and put R2-D2's leg on QT-KT. You can see you can just swap the legs. So that's nice and fun. You can also swap the heads. Those kind of block off pretty easy. They just have like these kinetic pieces. That's how all the arms, the legs, and like the bottom middle pieces are attached. So it is pretty accessible. There's no like secret hidden lock mechanism to keep them in place. So I think over time they might kind of wear and come off pretty easily, especially if a kid's been playing with them a lot and swapping them a lot. So that's the only thing to mention, but otherwise they're all pretty straightforward. I keep mentioning it, but that's just the only thing they remind me of. They're very reminiscent of like the Brickhead's style of building. Very small and unique, but you know, also short on pieces because they don't have a lot to work with. All right, so now we're going to go over all the attachments. I'm not going to go into great detail on all of them because I think that's part of the fun with this kind of set. You get to choose what you like, choose what you want. But you can see they can all wear a hat. I'll use this one as an example. They have like these holes, so you don't have to take off the antenna part if one of the droids has it. And then on the side here in the middle, there's like, you know, obviously some sort of stud. And then on the back of each droid, you have these studs. So they can just kind of click into place and it's fine. And each droid has that accessibility, see? So they can all wear a hat and it just kind of clicks on like that. Booyah. And then just the same, as you can see, there's a stud here in the middle for each of the droids. And that's for if you wanted to have some sort of these glasses, or these bow ties even, just different things you can put on. This one has a mustache, as you can see. So they have the stud there, and then they have the studs in the middle for the bow tie I just mentioned, or this bow. I think that's what that's supposed to be. So there's a couple different attachments. Not every droid can have every type of attachment. The only one that they can all for sure wear is a hat. But for instance, Chopper is the only one that can hold the ice cream in the balloon. None of them have hands except for Chopper. So there's that, right? But that's pretty much it. There's only two types of glasses, so not all of them can wear glasses at the same time. There's only a bow and a bow tie, so not all of them can have some sort of tie at the same time. But for the most part, there's lots of different customization parts to work with and change. It's pretty fun, pretty accessible. Like I said, for a younger kid, this would be a really fun, cutesy thing, especially, you know, if you love R2-D2. R2-D2 is one of the funnier parts of Star Wars, I'd say. Him and C-3PO have a lot of comedic stuff going on throughout the Star Wars movies. If you like the Rebel show, Chopper is absolutely hilarious throughout that show, right? So it's pretty fun that you can, you know, put a rubber ducky or give him a hat or, you know, give him a mustache. It's a fun, cutesy idea. Again, I think this is more aimed towards a younger crowd. You know, like I'm talking 6, 8, you know, anything sub 10, I would say. So there you guys have it. That's kind of it for this set. It's more of a brick-built set, not a lot of minifigures, and not really a lot of like accessibilities. Pretty much it's mostly for display and then like swapping pieces out. Again, this is more aimed towards a younger crowd, and I think that's what really bums me out. This is $100. I've got a brother-in-law who's like 13, and he's got quite a few different Lego sets in his room, and none of them are over $50. And this is the kind of set that would probably be aimed at him. He's not going to buy this set. His parents probably aren't going to spend this much on him because this is a little bit ridiculous. I think, you know, take two of the droids out, like the pink and the black one, because those are the not known as R2-D2 and Chopper are a lot more popular. And then you can chop this price right in half, and I think, you know, it'd be a lot more popular. But for what it is, it's good. I don't think anything is done really, really bad. I just think this set, even the 25th anniversary minifigure, all together, you can just say this is not a set that people really wanted. You know, sometimes Lego gives people they didn't know they wanted, but now they need it, right? This is not one of those sets. We didn't know we wanted it, and we still don't want it. That's just kind of what this set comes down to. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because for what it is altogether, it doesn't fail at anything in one particular. I just was overall not a fan of this. I wish Lego could have used these pieces and used these minifigures for something that may have been more exciting, more fan-friendly. That's all. So let us know what you guys think down in the comments, if you guys are a fan of this set, if you guys agree or disagree with our review. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and yeah, that's really it. We'll see you guys in the next one.